There we are, another legend.
Hey, Despy.
Hey,
how you going?
Brilliant session.
Thanks.
Congratulations. It was a kind of standing room only situation. Tell everybody the title of your session, please, Hamish.
So it was How My Daughter Will Travel When She's 20.
How My Daughter Will Travel When She's 20. Now, Hamish Fell, you're not only here you've got an incredible business that helps a lot of local councils and regional destinations with your smarter tech solutions.
Yep.
You are also on the board of ART.
Yes.
Tell me first, so we'll start first with your involvement with the Australian Regional Tourism Network. What inspired you to get involved and become a leader within the art community?
It's interesting because I did a presentation at TWA conference and then got asked to come and present that same one at ART. And Therese Phillips, so it's all her fault, they had free tickets because it was in Tweed. And so I came and had a great conference and I was like, I found my tribe.
Yeah.
These are my people, right? And I hadn't been in
people.
tourism that long. So, and I learned so much, but then also I had all this tech knowledge that I kind of just love sharing. And so when the pandemic was happening and I helped out Loz and the team to kind of get the online convention going, and then Lauren was like, so we didn't get like a board application from you, would you be really? And I'm like, do you guys want me on the board? She's like, it would be great to get an application. So I kind of put one in, and then that was 4 years ago, and then here we are.
Oh, wow. Here we are.
Yeah.
Making a big contribution. And and there's big news. It's gone live with a new website that you've led and
yeah. So that was we've kind of been talking about this for a couple of years, that we had these two different platforms and it was all a bit confusing and we couldn't get the memberships to line up properly and and convention registrations, all that sort of stuff. So we have technically smushed the two together, and so everything is under one domain now, so the regional tourism domain. And look, it's launched, it's up and running. Always going to be bugs. We fix them as we find them. Because we can't find everything. But we've got some exciting stuff. Obviously, we're going to have you on the LMS.
Yes.
And we've got your podcasts on there, which is awesome.
So exciting.
Yeah. So, and the opportunity to do stuff around, like, if you're a financial member, we can give you access to other things that you wouldn't get if you're a free member. So it's enhancing the kind of the membership offering that ART has got.
And for the existing members, like, it's all seamless, that all of their logins were still,
exactly the same.
Easy.
Yeah.
Well done. Congrats.
You might have to change, like, if you had it stored under members dot, you might just have to change it to regional tourism. But, you guys are smart. You're working.
Yeah. And tell me, so your tech level of knowledge is on another level. Like, I love tech, but even just I was doing a run around trying to get all of you, and we've got Linda Tillman as well. You all ran at the same time. Some of the things that you dropped on us, it was just things that I know for myself hadn't considered of what travel would look like for your daughter or my own kids. You just kind of assume, because it happens gradually.
Yeah.
But in terms of what you shared, that will happen in our lifetime when you're talking about travel to Europe.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think, look, it's technically, I think we're good in terms of like that high-speed travel. I think that's going to happen because there's...
So 2 hours, Sydney.
That's the technical capability.
That's the technical capability.
Like some mathematician has worked it out that they can get from Sydney to London in 2 hours.
Incredible.
And like there's going to be rockets in there and vertical takeoff and landing and all that kind of jazz. Well, like a few years ago, nobody had landed a rocket vertically. Right? And now Elon Musk and SpaceX are doing it on the daily. So that's it. The technology is there. Yeah, they've crashed a few, but you kind of think like 8, 16, 20 years down the line, that's, the capability is there. And, space tourism, if that's happening, which, I think they should just call it space tourism. It'll be out of this world. It's like, so I think that's going to happen. And I think it's just going to be crazy.
Even what you shared about your drone technology, that at the moment, as we know it, drones are taking beautiful aerial footage.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I think unfortunately, like we've learned through history, like military conflict is a great driver of technology,
Yeah.
you know, because like urgency. And so a lot of that kind of technological drive is coming out of the military stuff, and it's a secondary application. People are
Yes.
going, how cool is this? We can do like heavy lift with drones. We can do, you know, long distance drones. We can do pilot, like, you know, driverless vehicles, like personal UAVs. You know, there's a
Yes.
company that you can technically, they're still in their investment phase, but you can buy your own drone and fly around the place, like that you can ride it, one person, one seater. So
Amazing.
it's coming, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just a very exciting time in that space.
And you mentioned something I never knew about you. You said my time in the military.
Yeah.
I'm just curious now.
Yeah.
So that's back home?
Yeah, back in the UK.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
I spent a little bit of time with the military, learned a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
spent some time in the Middle East. I think you learn a lot of like good life lessons when you have a job like that.
Yes.
And you get to meet a load of really interesting people, and you get to learn like a variety of different stuff, right? So I think that's why I kind of enjoy the job that I do, because when I was in the military, it's learning new things all the time, and that's what my job is now. It's a problem-solving job.
So I was just about to say that. We were talking earlier about, like, I solve problems at the end of the day. I use tech to solve problems and come up with solutions to create efficiency, whether it's internally or through marketing initiatives, like you've done now with the tech solution for art. There were two platforms. They didn't really talk to each other, but they worked. But yeah,
it was good enough for who it was for at the time.
Yeah. And in terms of, I mean, something else that piqued my interest that I thought to share everyone after your session, and this is nice because normally I'm in the keynotes and I can be there and take notes, but because I was running around, I didn't capture, but every time I was in there was the nugget. And that's why I thought it'd be great to have this chat so you can share with everyone, even around the disruption around the way that we take payment.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, we were talking about Revolut, which it's a bank now, and Airwallex, who are a fintech platform, and the way that these companies now allow you to very quickly transact money. It used to be that if you sent somebody money, it would take, 2 hours to arrive in their account, right? It's done. It's instant transfer, ability to spin up like your own like virtual card. So if you want to pay for something, but you don't trust that source necessarily with your card details forever, you can just create a virtual card, put like the $50 or whatever it is that you need to pay, done, burn the card.
Yeah.
I think so. Those advances and those changes, I think, are going to really change the way a lot of these platforms operate, and they take money. The ability to take a payment off a customer and then split it and send it to multiple different parties is going to present opportunities for the packaging space, I think.
Yes.
Because historically you were having to kind of get all these agreements in place, and then credit lines and all that sort of stuff. Well, now it's like, I'm just going to take it from there, and then I'll just pay you on your platform with a credit card. It's
always a barrier to entry. So I come on the other side, packaging. You're talking to my, So packaging has always been, in terms of experience development for an operator and for a region, for a unique point of difference, developing experiences that are all inclusive, but there was always like that call to action and the payment gateway. So for myself, this is like, as an operator, I found it easier that I would just do all of that. And then my partners that I'm packaging with, but it got complicated then.
Busy work, right?
It's busy work. So where, and then you bring the third party sellers, and then as a supplier, I'm now managing for everybody. Because there was no but still I don't find that there's an easy solution.
Well, because there isn't. I mean,
there's some stuff. Isn't, right?
There isn't. Yeah. There is some stuff happening, but I'm not telling you about that, right? So
that wasn't a trick.
Look, it's.
But you're working on that.
We're working on something.
Yeah.
And I think the big OTA platforms do it, but it's like, you have to go to that OTA platform to get it, right?
That's right.
So how do you then, and there's a lot of friction, can be friction from operators in terms of, I don't have my inventory there, I don't want to play with those guys. So it's about having an inclusive option for just get it from where it is and then allow the customer to book it.
Oh, and it's the same. Like I actually did a podcast that dropped today around visitor servicing.
Yeah.
And the fact that doesn't exist, that you can go into a visitor information centre. Well, in a lot of them, either they had something booking capability there that they can manage themselves, or now it's gone and we're just delivering information.
Yeah.
No call.
And it's, I mean, that's interesting because I think local governments took a look at what it was costing in terms of their time ability to book, to manage these bookings and things, and they said, we'll just get rid of it because it's taking.
Because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So now, like, the solutions is nothing.
Watch this space.
Watch this space.
Watch this space.
So cooking up a solution, because that's what. Yeah. Watch this space. We'll have to do another one of these I look, but also. I think at all levels, as a destination, particularly as a regional destination, but also as from an operator level, you're beholden still to sometimes software that you don't really have the control as well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the kind of the solution is, if you have a channel manager or if your product is on Resdy or Fair Harbor, that's just where it should come from. You don't. Like, I shouldn't be telling you that you need to put it onto my platform or that platform in order for me to sell it, right?
Yeah.
Because one of two or three things will happen. Well, one, they just won't do it, so you don't have the inventory. Two, they'll do it but not keep it up to date.
Yeah. And
then you'll either get out of date information or double bookings, or three, they just expect you to look after it for them.
Yeah.
So I think, look, there's things happening.
There's things. Oh, look, and it's great to hear. Like, this is the first time hearing like anything. I didn't know, but as someone that's felt
it's gone a different direction than what you thought.
Pain. I know it's also it's something that I felt the pain as an operator, trying to package efficiently. Then working out the only way I can get it done is if I'm managing it, because there's such a great benefit to collaboration.
Yeah.
In commercial experience development.
And it's where things will maybe naturally sit together for a period of time, right? And I would use like the field of light thing. This is going back some years in Albany, but the field of light sat very naturally with other experiences and you were able to build a package around it.
Yes.
Also, it might be that for an event that's happening, things will sit nicely together.
Yeah.
But you don't want to have to invest hundreds of hours setting up complex packaging for a very short period of time.
Yeah,
And so therefore, if you're able to do it very easily and very quickly, then again, it allows you to leverage your marketing.
Yeah. And then we go back to talk about the user experience, and anything that provides convenience for the end user is a winner.
Yeah, it's low friction, right?
Yeah,
Because let's be honest, like, when are people booking holidays? It's like 10 o'clock on a Sunday night when the kids are in bed. You know, we've got to get this done.
Yeah.
And that's, so I think if you put a barrier in place, people are like, it's too hard, and they go somewhere else. Yeah.
And that's why the OTAs are leveraging from that perspective. It's easier to go book a package and but then it's, there's a detriment to the end supplier that's delivering that sometimes.
Yeah, it's what we've got now.
Yeah. It's what we're working with. Yeah. Wow. Well, what are you looking forward to? What have been some your key insights so far from what you have listened to and conversations you've had with delegates?
Oh, do you know what? The thing with ART is there's so many great things that you actually have to go away and digest at the end.
That's so true.
You know, like I was saying to somebody earlier, I have a whiteboard, and every time I go to a conference, and the whiteboard, when you walk in the office, it's right in front of you, and I would digest my top 5 takeaways.
Yeah.
And the action that I should take from those takeaways.
Yeah.
And I write it on my board. And it's there as like this reminder to me every morning when I go in, and then eventually when I'll do them, I wipe them off the board. So, I mean, I think the sessions are so great in terms of I really enjoyed the Indigenous panel. I thought that was just it's so good to hear that kind of those really positive stories coming out. I think that was great. Yeah, and I thought Mark Olsen's like he's always good, right? He's always enigmatic.
Enigmatic. There's a perfect word. And he did a little interview earlier as well, which was incredible. But yeah, he was really, really, really well. Did a really great job to deliver and unpack what that experience was like and what we can do.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, right? So like great presentations are the ones that you're not bombarded with facts and figures. It rattles your thought cage.
Yeah.
And it makes you kind of go, okay, cool. And and so you take the stuff, like it's not like I must go and download this document and do this. It's more like something to digest and go away with.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Amazing. How can everybody find out more about you and what you do and engage you? And I mean, ART, we know, but for
you can, so LinkedIn is always a good one. So hit me up on LinkedIn.
Hamish Fell.
Yep, Hamish Fell. It's like there's not many of us called Hamish Fell out there. And my face is on the thing, so people know it's me. Or you can just go visit our website, smarttourismtech.com.au.
Excellent. Now, websites. I like that you mentioned that too. Just before we go, I know, got another thought bubble. It's like your website is your most important asset, your most important digital asset. That's not going away.
It's not. I mean, I think we talked about this in the presentation in terms of even though I think that search is going to fundamentally change and maybe people aren't going to go to your website as much, I think it's going to be really important to have that really great conversational style content, really accurate images, lots of like different types of media, you know, the audio, the visual, the image, the written text, and have it really well done, because it's the AI bots that are going to go to your website. And if they don't get the information there, they're just not going to return it in the search. You know, they're not going to say, oh, well, they do. Like if you have a tour that you do and you don't mention it on your website, then something that you try and sell on to people when they call you up, that's not going to work. So I think investing time and effort in content is never wasted. And I think it's, rather than trying to do it all in one hit, it's one of those things you take an hour a week, so I have like what I call sacred time in my week. And it's like Friday mornings, right?
That's your sacred time.
It's my sacred time. Accounts get done on Friday mornings, and then also we just do content review, that kind of stuff. So that's
Well, your hook, your title of your session is one of the best I've seen.
Thanks.
It was brilliant. Like when I saw that, I was like, it attracted for the right reasons. I think it was just so interesting to have us go there. Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed
complacent was the key that I took away. So, okay, if this is what we're looking at in the future, what can we start doing now? Like to prepare ourselves.
The opportunities that it presents.
Correct.
And you just ask yourself when you see it, so what? So what does that mean? What can I get out of this?
Really well done. Really well done. All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
Mr. Fell.
Thanks for chatting.
Thank you, everyone,
Thanks
for joining us live and watching the replay. And soon it will be on the Tourism Hub podcast, a collab with art. Nice. All right. Thanks. And we'll be back with some more legends like Hamish soon.